Good morning.
Let's see, can you raise your right hand for me, ma'am?
Yes, give me 1 second.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Okay. You can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
Ms. Waldrop?
And Your Honor, just one moment, because Ms. Reiser negotiates. I just need to pull up the plea terms, or if you have the plea paperwork and can.
Okay, whichever, I have the paperwork if you want to,
I just need a copy of the front page. All right. And Your Honor, this is position number 3 on your calendar. The defendant is pleading to 1 count of DUI less safe. The negotiated sentence is 12 months to serve 24 hours, credit for time served, balance probated, for the defendant to pay a $300 fine, complete 40 hours of community service, an alcohol and drug evaluation and any treatment deemed necessary, risk reduction, as well as 1 victim impact panel. We've also negotiated that probation may go non-reporting upon successful.
Okay.
Counsel, do you stipulate to a factual basis
Yes,
venue
we
and
do.
identification for purposes of the plea?
Yes, we do.
Nothing further from the state judge.
thank you. Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes, Judge. Respectfully request you do accept those terms. Judge, my client is calling from Korea. It's 10:00 p.m. in Korea right now where she is. That's where she lives. That's where she works. So we definitely need this to be non-reporting if Your Honor would do that. We'd also ask for a DUI first DUI referral form. She does still have a Georgia license. Her mother lives here. She does come to visit her mother periodically. She would want to be able to drive on that permit if she could, and also get her license reinstated after 120 days. And I did submit the paperwork for that. Also, this is an old case. It's 5 years old, but way back when the incident happened, and I've already submitted this to Ms. Reiser. Ms. Chung completed the MAD Victim Impact Panel, the risk reduction course. She completed 48 hours of community service, 8 more than she needed to. She had a chemical dependency evaluation through Georgia Recovery with no recommendations other than to do a MAD and a risk reduction. I've submitted all those, Ms. Reiser. I have them on my computer. I can resubmit them to whomever wants them. Also, her mother would plan on coming down to the courthouse today to pay her fine and hopefully pick up her first DUI referral form for her, so that when she comes in town, she can deal with that. And that's it. Respectfully request. This is a 1-car collision. Ms. Chung had some wine and she rolled her car. She was okay. And that was the incident.
Okay. Any objection to any of that? Good morning, Ms. Reiser.
Good morning, Judge. No objection to non-reporting after conditions completed.
Okay. And I've no objection to the first DUI referral. I take it.
No, Your Honor, no objection.
All right. Anything further before I take the plea?
Under 21.
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, just one question, because I think there was some discrepancy in the paperwork. So the charge that we had negotiated was DUI less safe, or under 21, not less safe. I'm not crossing counts 2 through 5.
Okay, so DUI less safe under 21.
Yes, the
Okay.
under 21. So count 1 will be the guilty plea.
Okay, that's your understanding, Mr. Zimmerman.
It is, Your Honor.
Ms. Chung, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 002207C, you wish to plead guilty to DUI less safe under 21. Is that correct?
Yes,
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
yes,
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
yes,
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Ms. Chung, we will see if we can get all the documents to probation for you so that they know that you've completed, I believe, most of the terms of the probation. It's fine with me if the probation is non-reporting. Good luck to you. If there's nothing further, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And Judge, her mother can come just down to the cashier at any time today to pay the fine.
Yes, anytime before 5. She should also know that there will be surcharges.
Right.
Surcharge. So it's going to be more than that actual amount.
And then would she come to your office or somewhere to pick up the affidavit of first conviction?
It'll be with the clerk. So
Okay.
so she can pick it up where she pays the fine.
Okay. And does she need to talk to anybody in a breakout room or any probation or anything like that? Or will we be good?
You're fine. We will get you the information regarding where she needs to report for the probation or where she needs to call in. So she can do that hopefully in the next week or two.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. That'll complete our business. May we be excused?
Yes. Have a good day. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Doug.
Oh, one second, please.
Yep.
On record for Ms. Swan. We don't have her address or
I'm being told by the clerk that we don't have contact information for her at the present time. Are you able to put her, and I don't know if she has an address here in the states
I
that she
do.
wants to use. And do you get mail there? Or
Yes.
here in the States? Okay.
Yeah, that's her
Yes.
mother. That's her mother's address. So,
Okay. So if you'll go ahead and put that in the chat so that we can make sure that we have that correct information, we'd appreciate it.
okay, I will take care of that immediately. Ms. Chung, that's the Mirandi Way address, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right. I'll put that in the chat right now, Judge.
Okay, thank you. And
Thank you.
after that, you all are free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Let's see here.
Okay, let me go ahead and call the 9 o'clock Orca motions calendar. Position number 1, Alexis Anderson. Yes, good morning, Ms. Anderson. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. You're represented by Mr. Dixon.
Yes.
Have you heard from him?
I haven't heard from him this morning.
Do you have his number on?
Yes, I can step out and give him a call.
Okay, well, if you'll do that for us.
Okay, thank you.
Just let me know, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Position number 2, Eric Bray.
Good morning, Your Honor. Are you Mr. Bray?
Mhm.
Yeah, Your Honor, Mr. Bray is my client. This was a case that was transferred to me. And Mr. Bray, I need to get your contact information. I was unable to have any contact with him until now. And I actually filed it. The motion that was filed in this case was filed by the trial attorney. And so since I had no contact with Mr. Bray whatsoever, I filed a motion withdrawing that motion on the 16th. And so I'll stand on that. There's no need to have a motion hearing today. This is a DUI case. Whatever issues come up there can be a quick argument at trial, before trial if necessary, Judge. So all I need is Mr. Bray, your contact information. We'll exchange information. We can go from there.
So you want this to be placed on the next jury trial calendar?
Yes, I guess that'd be fine, Judge.
Okay, so we will further notice to the next available jury trial calendar.
Okay, thank you.
And whenever you get all the information that you need from Mr. Bray, then he's free to go.
Okay, thank
Good
you.
morning, Mr. Bray.
Morning to you.
We've taken the plea in position 3. Position 4, Allison Freeman.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Ms. Freeman is present here in court. And Judge, that'll be a plea this morning.
Okay, very good. Just let me know when you're ready.
I'm currently filling out that paperwork. I'll pass it to the state just to make sure everything's agreeable, and then we'll go ahead and take that plea.
Okay, thank you. Let me know. Good morning, Ms. Freeman. Position number 5, Daryl Moore.
Your Honor, that is also my case. I just got a text message. He can't find G33. However, no motions have been filed, but we are going to request a jury trial date, Judge.
Okay, so we will further notice Mr. Moore's case to the next jury trial calendar. Is there any have you already had an opportunity to speak with the state regarding offers in the matter, and they've been declined?
I have, Judge, and I just want Mr. Moore to be present in court, but I've discussed that with Mr. Moore, and he would like for his day in trial for a jury trial, Judge.
Okay, when he gets here, I just want to put it on the record what the state's offer is, and then we'll go ahead and further notice it if he chooses to do so.
Thank you so much, Judge.
Okay. Let's see. I think that's it for this very extensive calendar this morning. We have requested a court reporter that was going to be here by Zoom at 9:30. So it's given that we don't have any motions and you don't need, does anyone need for their plea to be recorded today? No, if not, I'm going to have them call and not schedule the court reporter. So since he or she was only going to be here at 9:30. Okay, the court will be in recess until the plea paperwork is ready. Or Mr. Moore arrives.
Can you do me a favor? I know you gotta send this guy.
So Judge, I'll go ahead and release the court reporter if that's fine.
Yes, that's fine.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
We don't have access to their email.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll send it.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I think we are ready.
Okay. And I see, Ms. Chansey, on the line. Are we in need of a interpreter this morning?
No, Your Honor, not for the defense.
Right. Good morning, Ms. Chansey. I don't think that we need an interpreter for this court this morning. I'm not sure if some
I
other
rec-
court.
I'm sorry, I received an email and I accepted the assignment, but I'm sorry, but that's all right.
Okay, and I
Thank
just want to make sure that you're not supposed to be somewhere else if another court is going
Oh,
on.
no,
this
that's fine,
morning.
but thank you for taking
Okay.
the time to clarify it. Have a
Sure.
good day.
You too. See you
Bye-bye.
next time. Thank you. Do I have the paperwork? He's getting it. Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Freeman.
Morning.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. This is the state of Georgia versus Allison Freeman. She's going to be entering a plea to 1 count of battery family violence. The state's recommended sentence is 12 months of probation, to have 12 anger management sessions, to complete an alcohol drug evaluation and any treatment if deemed necessary, to have no alcohol or drugs while on probation, random screens, and 2 AA meetings per week. The remaining charges will merge into battery family violence count 1. I believe the defense is going to be asking for a NOLO. The state would object to a NOLO. And her relevant history, Judge, I think she would be eligible with her relevant history. She has a 94 conviction for DUI, a 95 conviction for driving on a suspended, a 96 conviction for DUI, a 99 conviction for DUI, and a 2004 NOLO to obstruction, Judge. This case did involve alcohol, hence the recommended sentence, as well as this was an incident between, I believe at the time it was her husband and her son. So we would object for the NOLO.
Sally.
Hi, Judge, and I have Ms. Freeman here. She's also showed up with the support of her family, her husband and her son. And so, Judge, with this particular case, we would like for her to be able to use her NOLO. Also, based off of her history, those incidents are nonviolent. They're not with the individuals who are alleged to be involved in this case. And so, Judge, we'd ask for her to be able to use that NOLO. She's not currently working, Judge. She's being supported by her family. And so we'd ask for those probation fees to be waived. And just with the clarification with the 2 AA meetings, if the alcohol drug evaluation and treatment doesn't prescribe it, could we potentially do away with the 2 AA meetings? Because it sounds more like treatment.
No, the state would not be agreeable to that, just given the evidence in this case. Specifically, the judge wants me to go into a little bit of the facts, specifically the 911 call. I believe that when the 911 call was placed, the evidence would show that this was an ongoing thing where the defendant drinks and gets violent with her family, from what the evidence would show at trial if we did go.
Okay. And who is the alleged victim in this case?
Judge Jet Freeman, who's on the back row with his dad.
Okay. And so initially there were 4 charges. The state is only requiring a plea to 1 of the charges.
Mm-hmm.
Was there another victim that's not going forward?
Not another victim. Thomas Freeman, which is her husband, was a 911 caller and witnessed the incident between her and her son. Yes.
Okay. Do you want me to hear any, so I'm in agreement with the state as far as the AA goes. I think that regardless that, given the history, that would be helpful. If you want, so that would be my ruling on that. If you want me to hear something more as far as the NOLO goes, I'm happy to do that. I'm concerned because of the history with, you know, with the drinking. I don't hear any other, it's my understanding there's no other violent history except for that one obstruction. Is there any other violent history?
No other violent history. No.
Okay, and this happened in 2020. There is 2023. There has not been any further incidents since 2020. Is that
Not-
correct?
Oh, sorry.
No, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what?
Has
No.
there been any other incidences since this?
Oh, no,
Okay,
no, sir.
all right. Anything further from the state?
Nothing further from the state.
Okay. She's gonna have to, you know, I can't waive the probation fees in the case. She's gonna have to find a way. I think they're gonna be about $49 a month. Given the age of the case, that there's not been a huge history of any type of violence, I will allow her to use a NOLO, given that her family's here to support her in that regard. So yes to the NOLO, no to not having to do alcohol, AA meetings. She's going to have to do the AA meetings for the entire 12 months. She's going to have to be on probation, reporting probation for the entire 12 months. And she's going to have to pay the probation fees during that period of time. Is that agreeable, Ms. Helen?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further before I take the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Freeman, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 005610C, you wish to plead NOLO to battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Okay. You don't want a jury trial.
No,
And you know that you could have a jury trial if you wanted, if you did, you know.
I understand.
Because you're pleading guilty, you're giving up that right. You understand that?
yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead NOLO?
No, no, sir.
I will accept the NOLO plea, Ms. Freeman. We will get you where you need to report to probation, if you'll report in the next 2 weeks or so. And we'll give you that information. You already have that information. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me. Oh, you need this one? I also gave another copy. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, okay, never mind. I forgot that they do that.
And this is correct, everything?
They check with probation. They'll email.
Ms. Helena, when you're ready, we're ready for Mr. Moore. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Moore.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sorry I was late this morning.
I know this court was hard to find sometimes for people that aren't familiar with the courthouse. So
What?
we appreciate
Yes, I want to say thank you.
yeah, we appreciate your apology, though.
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize, Your Honor.
You're fine, Ms. Allen. Mr. Moore, let me just, this is position 5 on our calendar this morning. In case 20 CR 001098C, you've been charged with 9 counts of domestic animal / livestock at large. It's my understanding that you wish to proceed with for a jury trial on this, but I did want to put on the record what the state's offer is.
Yes, sir.
In this matter.
Yes, Your Honor. If the defendant wanted to resolve his case, he's charged with 9 counts of livestock at large. The offer was pleading to 1 count of that, on probation for 12 months, pay $1,000 fine, do 40 hours of community service. The remaining 8 charges would merge for purposes of the plea. And I would be agreeable to terminate after the community service and the fine were paid. In addition, Judge, just want to put on the record that these are ordinance violations. That's not reported to GCIC. In addition, I did file and served on Ms. Helen yesterday the state's notice of intent to introduce a business record, which would be the neighbor who calls 911 to report the goats that are roaming around. Just so the court and everyone is aware of the evidence if we go forward to a trial.
So there are 9 goats?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All
Judge.
right.
And yes, Your Honor, we'd love to hear or we did hear the offer. If Mr. Moore has a different opinion than the last time we spoke, which I don't think he does, he's not accepting that offer. I actually did receive that 911 call. I downloaded it. I'll be reviewing it with Mr. Moore today.
Okay. Are the goats still on the property, or has that been resolved, or let me just first say this, Mr. Moore.
Yes, sir.
You have a right to remain silent.
I do.
Anything you say can be used against you. You have the solicitors here.
Yes.
What I'm trying to do is get an understanding of this matter to see if it can be resolved, if we can.
Yes, sir.
But you should know that
Yes.
you don't have to answer any of my questions.
Your Honor, I understand everything that you said. I don't mind, and if anybody's listening. I am a felony. I raise goats, I breed them, I sell them, I slaughter them. That's what I do when I got out of prison. So at the time, and then I have 9 goats, maybe 5. I don't know what to say about that. I read the laws. I don't think the laws are justice for my case because I read the stipulations, how they have goats. I sent my attorney thing. I don't understand. I don't see where I can be charged for livestock. Again, a shepherd can't lead his goats to a field across the street when I've been living in the neighborhood 50 years in this house, and they've been eating the kudzu across the street for the last 15 years. And I got people in the community that's changed over and called 911 repeatedly. They called to sit on me for repairing my house and repeatedly in the West End Story area. So it's like I'm really the victim because when my goats come out, I never had a complaint before until 2019. All of a sudden, when they call all the time. They used to call the people all the time. They just get on the people nervous and Mr. Moore, what the hell is going on? The goat got a pun. I don't know what's going on. What's going on? I walk through the field, somebody see, oh my God. And I live in a cul-de-sac and there's nobody living in my cul-de-sac but me on the right-hand side. Got 3 houses been evicted, empty for the past 15, 20 years. And they're all renters, but I got somebody keep calling and say, oh, now I know what it is. I just can't say it. I'm trying to be the best neighbor I can. And I don't know. I'm sorry if I wrote the law. I didn't know they had a law that goats get out and they're not my pets. I had 5 goats. I have 9 goats now. I have 3 ducks, 13 chickens, and I haven't had a complaint now because I got better at maintaining the animals. So I really want to resolve the case, but I think the fine is too high. I'm too old to be trying to do community service. I run a friendly service. I don't know. I could pay a fine. I don't know. I just don't want to come back down here. I don't want to waste you guys' time. Apologize to the city, state, whatever it is. So that's the case.
I don't want you to, if they're not zoned for goats, until you change the zoning, then you probably can't have goats. And I'm just.
Well, my area are zoned for goats.
Okay.
They are zoned. My animals are zoned for that, for animals and livestock in my area. I've been having them for 15 years. I have a picture of them 15 years ago on my phone when it was babies. When I first started, my uncle did it. That's how I got in the business.
Okay.
He was selling no goats, but he thought in how maintainable. I started with 3 goats, 2 females, and the male babies. And
So is it the state's contention that it's not zoned for goats or zoned for wild stock?
Yes, Judge. I mean, if we go to trial, obviously I will, yes, establish that it probably was not zoned for livestock. And then it also was observed by animal services that chickens were also loose and then the goats were there when they were
Okay,
out. I'd be more than happy to renegotiate if defense counsel would like to. I'd be happy to do that.
and I'm happy to let you all do that, but I just also, if Mr. Moore, if it's still, if this is the case, that it's not
Well,
zoned
they're
for
not
those
getting-
animals,
they're
then
not getting out.
you're gonna keep getting,
Well,
you might keep getting cited. You might keep getting cited. I don't want you to keep getting cited and having, even if you resolve this, you understand, you see what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, I'm almost there. I got siding to do. So like I say, I sell my goats, slaughter and breed them. I have a goal. I'm trying to, I mean, I understand nobody understand it, but I have a goal and so.
Okay,
Well, I was told it was zoned for the area. Like I've been there since 1973. I ain't just start selling those. My grandmama, my grand uncle, I've been living in this area since 1973. That's what they've been doing. I didn't get into it till I couldn't get a job. So,
right. I know, I understand. I mean, I think that's, you're
So,
trying to make a living.
yeah.
And I
So.
certainly understand that.
yeah.
So let me see if you all can,
Like to pre-try.
right,
Your Honor.
maybe, and so that we can, I think this is something that we might be able to resolve. And if you, can't, then I'm certainly willing to assist in helping you all come to terms. This is something that I think should, and I don't want Mr. Moore to keep having to come down here, but I am concerned that he's gonna keep getting cited if something doesn't happen.
And we can discuss that. Your
Okay,
Honor.
all right. Mr. Dixon?
Yes, Your Honor. We're not going, it look like we're gonna resolve this case today, so we just want to get placed on a jury trial calendar, Your Honor.
Okay, so we will further note it. Is there anything that you need from the state that you don't have at the present time, or any way the court can assist in moving this along?
I just got the report from Ms. Waldrop. I've got the video. I think that should be. I think we should have everything, Judge, in terms
Okay.
of discovery.
So I will further notice it to the next available jury trial calendar, which I'm not really sure when that'll be. It'll probably September or August, maybe.
Right.
And you all get notice of that. If you can come to, if you can come to terms before that time, I'm happy to put it on a different calendar if you do come to terms, okay?
Okay, I continue to talk to my client and I'm in regular contact with Ms. Waldrop, so we may be able to do that, Judge.
All right, very good.
So much.
Anything further this morning?
Nothing further from us, Your Honor.
Okay, y'all have a good
All right,
day.
thank you.
We'll be in recess until
livestock, and owners gonna have livestock. And I thought that I could not have been held responsible for them goats getting out if I put them back in the kennel in the proper order, because it said the requirements, well, I was not required by law if I was the owner of livestock. When they got loose, I could not be held responsible for this article, this fine that they're trying to charge me for. That was my understanding. And it says in Article 34, Section 1, that it says that if I had livestock or I was zoned for agriculture in the area, and I thought I was zoned for agriculture in the area, then I probably would have left my wife pregnant with the goats while I was building outside of my house, while the goats got escaped 4 years ago. So that was my understanding. So that's why I was kind of figure out why I have criminal charges for livestock when there are farm animals. I just can't, and nobody want to tell me how I'm being charged and keep saying your animals are at large, but it's not. You can talk about dogs. You're not talking about, I guess, cats or whatever, or chickens. And chickens just go to the pecan field the most, and they don't even get out. I don't understand. I just understand the law. I don't want law like you, because what if they keep calling? I'm not zoned for this. They're gonna keep calling. So it's really just we need just trying to pay Mr. Moore pay a fine. Somebody needs to be real, Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, you try to get those. I guess what the law says, you're not zoned for this, but we're just gonna let it slide. So just pay the fine. Well, okay, you want to pay a fine? I'll pay a fine. But if I'm not zoned to agriculture, then I'm like you, because it's time to be responsible. Like I'm 50 years old. So if I can't have them there, it's just Mr. Moore, we're trying to find out where you can go ahead and slaughter all them goats, slaughter all them chickens, and get all them guts out of them and do something else different. That's what we at right now. It got to be on the paper, and the people got to read it, and the people gonna keep calling. Keep calling Mr. Moore for everything Mr. Moore doing. I need to be up. We need to be upfront. You man, I do what I got to do. I got to pay a big boy fine, and that's what I got to do. I don't want to disrespect nobody, but I want to disrespect your court. I just need to know what the law says that I can and I do. And then just point blank. So we just can't, Mr. Moore, find some, we need to say, Mr. Moore, you're not zoned for goats. You need to get these goats out the West End.
Okay.
That's what we need to tell Mr. Moore to do right now.
So it's your understanding, Mr. Moore, that you think that you are, that you do properly have those animals on that property. Take your time. I mean, I understand. Have a seat for a minute. Yeah, right.
He gonna give you a minute. I'll have a seat. Oh, it's okay. Have a seat, collect yourself. You can sit right here. Come right here. Come right here. Calm down, it's okay. We're gonna work through it, okay?
So Your Honor, Mr. Moore really does care about his livestock. He does really care about those animals. He just wants to steer clear of the courthouse and just wants to know the best way possible to do that, to no longer receive any future citations, not just about any goats, but any particular animal that may be on his property.
I think what I want to do is have a hearing on the matter. I want the state to be able to give me their contentions with this specific property and what the violation is. And Ms. Helen, I want you to be able to either rebut that or show me that, that it is properly zoned. And that's really all, I want to help him to understand that if it's not properly zoned, then we're going to have to do, some type of workaround. I don't want him to pay a fine or plead guilty to something that he really doesn't believe that he is guilty of. But if that is the case, that it is not zoned, I want him to be able to hear that evidence so that he can, take that into consideration and moving forward.
I think that's information I can find out fairly quickly, Your Honor, before the next court date, whichever is scheduled.
Okay,
Your Honor, just respectfully, it's my understanding whether it's zoned or not, the animals were outside of the premises, and that's the basis for the criminal charge. So the code section that he's cited under it's an ordinance violation 34-205C, which I can read it if the court would like, so everyone, so the defendant is aware. It says it shall be unlawful for the owner, custodian, or harborer of any domestic animal, livestock, wildlife, or exotic animal to allow or to permit such animal to leave the premises of the owner or the person having custody of such, unless it's under a leash, carrying case, restrained by some other means, and under the control of a competent person, with the exception of cats. So it's not really whether it's zoned or not. The question becomes, were they at large off his premises? I think the zoning would allow him to have the livestock on his premises, but we're at the question where they were off his premises and not in his control.
thank you. So is that, okay, so it's not an issue as far as the zoning goes. Is the area fenced or anything, or is that possible?
It's fenced. It's I added on to the back of my house, and I was using the dig hole to dig, and my wife was watching the goats, but the other baby cried, and I had guys walking around, and so when they was in this yard right here eating the trees, whatever, leaves, whatever. And I won't get a story, but somehow they got to my neighbor's yard, and I told my wife to go to the goats. She said, I can't get the goats, he'll close the fence, but they got in his yard and he calls.
Okay, so you understand that you can't have your goats interfering with other people's property.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so that's the issue.
Right.
I'm sorry because I had it wrong, that I thought it was a zoning issue as opposed to just being an off the property. So that's where we are. So that's what you're being charged with, is that those goats were off the property. Not that you couldn't have the goats, but that you can't have the goats just wandering around your neighborhood. So that's are we in agreement with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's what you're charged with. What was the negotiation?
Just pleading to one count, judge, and do a $500 fine, and once it pays it, terminate. Then I reduced it down from my original recommendation of 1,000, and got rid of the community service. So really it would just be a $500 fine, and counts 2 through 9 would merge. Okay, so I don't think you're telling me that the goats were not I think you told me that the goats were off your property, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so do you think that that's a fair resolution to that?
Yeah, it's fair. As long as they ain't got in 4 years, I'm fine.
Okay, you just have to make sure to keep in line your property.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have the $500 to resolve this today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you know it's going to be a little bit more than 500.
I got it, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. And given all of that, do you want to proceed with this plea this morning?
A receipt?
Do you want to proceed with the plea?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And then you'll be done with all this.
Yes, sir.
As long as you keep those animals on your property, you
Yes, sir.
shouldn't get in any other trouble.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything? Do you all want to put anything further on the record?
No, Judge. I think we're clear on it. And then if there's any confusion on the zoning stuff, I think that's something that'll have to be done, obviously, outside of this courtroom. That's a totally separate issue. And the fact that, that will be a different citation. So the fact that there's been no citations for that, I mean, that may be something different, but there's a distinction between the charge here and the zoning issue.
Right. Okay.
Just so everyone's.
I understand.
Yes.
What the issue is now. Okay. If you can raise your right hand for me, Mr. Moore, do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Thank you. Mr. Moore, you've been charged in case 20 CR 001098C with domestic animal / livestock at large. My understanding that you wish to plead guilty to that charge.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and if by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Moore, I'm glad that we were able to work it out, or that you were able to work it out with the state. If there's nothing further, I'll accept the plea and we'll show you where you can get it paid and you'll be done with this, okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, so, thank you, state.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Yes.
Have a wonderful day, y'all.
Just see if I can get one of those.
Okay, with that, that completes this morning's calendar. I hope you all have a good rest of your day.
You too, Judge.
Thank you.
Oh,